But that's what's been happening. So, we say, how are we surviving? So the context that I'd like to set is that there's no sense rejecting that this is happening. There's no sense saying, I'm going to continue to focus just on the way that I do work, because eventually one of these trends will catch up with us, just as we saw with the timeline. And the biggest trend that I see myself in our own firm is that many of us all grew up in a world that was quite linear. We worked with clients who created content, and they decided how they were going to communicate to their customers or their users. They created an image and a brand, they created content to train, and they pushed it out in a very linear process. Okay, this content is for when the customer is learning about my product. This is when they're buying. And we as an industry, we set up our processes in a very linear way to interact with that as well. Our customers are in chaos right now because the consumer is in control. The companies and the publishers no longer decide what content they're going to publish in order to describe their brand. The consumer goes out and pulls the content. They look at reviews, they look at social media. There's a lot of user-generated content, and it's a very cyclical process. In fact, we grew up in this old-fashioned process that McKinsey describes, the classic funnel. Let's create content to make them aware, familiar, consider purchase, and then we'll put some of our money, like the automotive industry, on loyalty and making them feel they made a smart choice. Whereas today, it's an endless Mobius loop, it's an endless circle, and there are touch points on the journey when they are in consideration phase. There's so much data out there on this. The average client of any type of service, certainly B2B, is today doing about 57, maybe 64% of their research before they even engage with you or with us. It's a very different world from how it used to be. So this is my proposition that this is the context in which we're living that we really can't change. It's a macro economic.